I was just on a stroll down at Crescent Beach, and everybody was looking at this beached beaver that looked like it was in distress. We called the SPCA, said, no, sorry, we can't help. So we called BC Wildlife. After about 6 of these calls, finally got a hold of Critter Care, and in less time than it took me to get a hold of them, they made their way to Crescent Beach from Langley.
It's a place for the general public to come when they come across an animal in distress. Because if we weren't here, there's no place else to take them.
We're the only mammal organization in southern British Columbia that just rehabs our native mammals.
It's nice to know there's somebody's helping these little ones.
They definitely fill in a big void.
Right.
Otherwise,
what's
going to happen? Yeah.
If Critter Care did not exist, 2,000 animals a year would die on top of what already does. So if you add that over 35 years, it's a lot of animals I've saved.
The animals are suffering out there because mankind and fires are taking away their habitat, and that's just not right.
And unfortunately, when they start doing all this building, it always seems to be in baby season.
You know, mama bear gets either euthanized or hit by a vehicle. The little cub is now orphaned or injured or both.
Mammals need to be nurtured when they're small, and so the interns nurture them until they're weaned, and then that contact diminishes. They're just cleaned and fed.
They have to hate us when they leave, and that's why we don't allow anybody to see the animals, no playing with them. They have to turn wild, which they do if we follow those protocols. The only time that the general public can see the animals is in July when there's babies and they're not susceptible so much to the human imprint.
So we made a point to go to the open house in July, and we got into one of the tours, and the tours are, you don't see any animals.
Right.
And it's like, if these guys can fill the place with kids and people having fun, and you still don't get to see any animals, then these are the people we want to support.
Right.
Most of their revenue stream is from donations, and they maximize their volunteering and interns, and they also rely heavily on donations for food and medicine and medical care and so on.
We first heard of Critter Care when there was a media announcement about a snowstorm or a windstorm. They had a whole bunch of hutches and buildings collapse, and we were in dire need of lumber and carpenters, and they didn't mention money, but that's all we had, so that's what we sent. What impressed us the most was getting a thank you letter personally written from Gail Martin 3 weeks later with a picture of a little bear cub on it.
It's how they appreciate so much any little bit we can do.
Without the donors, we wouldn't be able to operate, right? Critter Care wouldn't exist.
We may not say it enough, we try to say it, but we are so grateful for them because we would not be here without them, literally.
If you have the capacity and you have care and compassion for the critters, this is the easy place, the right place to do it.
These animals are our native heritage. What is here today can be gone tomorrow, and every life is a miracle. Every life deserves a second chance.